So I strongly recommend you check the engine in the shop if it's possible, or in the dealership. You should let a mechanic do this, but if you don't have this opportunity and you need to buy a car very quickly to make your decision right now, there are like 5 or 6 things you can do to check the engine on the spot and spend about 5 minutes for that. Your priority task is to check whether the engine consumes oil. This is the only thing you can check within this time frame. So how you can do this? First of all, you should open the hood and look at the engine. So when the hood is open, you need to look at the engine and confirm that it's not oily, that it's not filthy, that it's dry. Yeah. So look in all the places that you can reach. You will maybe need a torch or turn on the light on your phone, because without this you can't see much. So this is the first step, and pay attention to this area. This is the oil cap, and if the previous owner filled a lot of oil through this cap, you will probably see some oil traces here, some leaks, and this is the first thing you should check. Then you will probably need some glove for protection, and open the oil cap and look under this cap. So you shouldn't see a lot of, residues, a lot of burnt oil, because if you do see burnt oil here, there's a very high chance that this engine burns a lot of oil, and you should run away without buying this car. Now, this oil cap doesn't look bad. Also, remember that if you have a little of white residue here, it's not a problem, because people are crazy about that, and they think that a lot of coolant is being burnt in the engine if this happens, and they see this white residue because of that, but it's not. It's okay. This is condensation water, and this water just evaporates when you turn on the engine. So in vehicles with low mileage, with city traffic patterns, there will be some white residue here sometimes. That's okay. So the next thing you can do is you can look inside this engine. You should have a good torch, and through this hole you will see some parts of the head, and your priority is to check whether they have some burnt oil on them. If they look like black or covered in burnt oil, this is a very, very bad situation. So this engine should have a lot of miles on it, or it has some problem. Now your next task is to look at the coolant. In this car it's not really visible. So this is the coolant tank, and what you need to confirm that the coolant is in normal condition. It has the bright color, it doesn't have any contaminants in it, it doesn't look milky, and all the things. This will help you confirm that the oil and coolant don't mix in this engine, because if they do, there is a high chance that the head gasket is broken, and you shouldn't buy this engine, of course. In some other cars, you will open this coolant tank and you will see coolant. In this car, you don't see this so much, but you should confirm that it's okay. It doesn't have oily film on it, it's not mixed with oil and all the things. Now, what you should also check is the oil on the dipstick. Take the dipstick out and look at it. Confirm that the oil doesn't look milky, doesn't look white, it's of a normal level. You will need to wipe it, insert it once more, and then check the level. If the oil level is low, or the oil doesn't look as it should look, this is not the car you want to buy, because most likely it has problems with internal leaks of coolant, and coolant somehow manages to get into the oil And this is the problematic engine that needs repair or even replacement. So one more thing to check is the tailpipe. You should look into the tailpipe and make sure that it doesn't have oily residues. Of course, you will need to reach there and try to scrape there. If there is some black soot, it's okay. But if it has some oil in it, this is the clear sign that the engine burns a lot of oil. In this engine, it's okay. Also, one more thing that you can do to confirm that the engine is okay is to start this engine, warm it up, listen to how it sounds, because if the engine is in bad condition, it will not sound okay. You will hear some rattling, you will hear some other noises. This is the clear sign that the engine needs repair, and maybe this is not a good thing to buy. Also, when the engine is warmed up, ask someone to step on the gas pedal and hold the RPMs at about 3000 for about 5 seconds. Then ask this person to press the gas pedal even further to reach about 4000, 4500 RPM. And at this moment, look at the tailpipe. If this engine is burning oil, you will see quite a lot of black or gray smoke from the tailpipe right in the moment when the engine is revving up. At high RPMs, the engine has high oil pressure, and a lot of oil will go through all these seals and piston rings if the engine is bad. So you will obviously see a lot of gray smoke from the tailpipe. So if your engine goes through all these tests and seems to be okay, this is not the indication that the engine will drive 100,000 miles without any repairs. This just shows you that the engine doesn't burn a lot of oil and it's not entirely killed. Of course, if you want to buy a used car, it's very recommended to go to the shop and order a good inspection. This way you will confirm that not only engine but all other parts of this vehicle are okay. Also, it's a good idea to run this test in your vehicle to confirm that your engine is okay. Because sometimes we just don't know what happens with our engine. We don't check the oil level, the coolant level, and this can kill your engine much faster than you think. So checking your engine this way once a year will help you maintain your car in a pretty good shape. Or at least you can diagnose the problem before it kills your engine.